Hello, hello everyone. Let me know when you get here. If you're logging on for our spring break, this is day number 4. I'm just going directly live for you today for a live video. So I do have my computer up so I can see your comments. I'm going to give it a second before we jump in and get started. Obviously, if you're watching the replay, feel free to fast forward or sit out here with us for a little bit and chit chat. I am excited about day 4. I got a little messy. We got to get out some water. We got to, my friend Judy Tuttle created us some really cute projects. So we're going to get started here in just a minute. Hopefully you can see my screen. I hope so. These are what we've created so far. So if you've missed any of the days, oh, hello. I know, as a few minutes, I'm in a different location. So sometimes it takes me a minute to get it all set up, but we should be good to go. I'm gonna move this over just a little bit. There you go. Make sure we're all on the screen. So these are our first 3 days that we've created so far. And today we are on day 4. All right, there we go. Hopefully it stays right where it's supposed to. Day 1, we created this really adorable flip-flap card, personalized with the year of flowers, if you can see that there. So awesome. And then we did this really awesome box, simple, cute box. You could feel it perfect for Easter. Then our next day we learned, and every day you learned a technique. So the first day was the faux suede technique. The next day was the whitewash watercolor. We created these beautiful projects. And then yesterday we created these projects. We're using the emboss resist technique. As a part of the craft along, we are doing the technique cards along with it as well. So you can keep file of them and go back to them. We learned this adorable hexagon box. So you could use it for so many things. There's a bottom on it. It's pretty sturdy. You could even add another hexagon to the bottom to make it really sturdy. Of course, we have this cute little, I put this cute little Easter bunny in there popping out. Be a great little Easter basket. And then we did this super cute card. So that was our, well, it's just right here inside, but you can always decorate the inside too. So that's where we're at so far. Today, we are jumping into 2 more projects as a part of our craft along. Judy Tuttle did both something with the Year of Flowers and she did something with the Ocean Friends. So we're gonna start off with the Year of Flowers project. I've been starting off with a card, but it can be a little messy, and so I don't want to get my table messy for my project. So, and this one, just to warn you, so if you joined us for the craft along, so if you purchased it ahead of time, you will have received your full tutorials already. Guys, just so you know, we have to make some adjustments for tomorrow. So don't start cutting your paper for tomorrow yet. We've identified some measurement issues and scoring issues, and we're updating them and fixing them right now. And so we will resend that out for tomorrow. So in case you got them ahead of time. And a lot of you did. So we will be working on those tomorrow. So that's there's this little mini album we're doing tomorrow. And then there is this like 4-panel pop-up card that we're doing as well. So, but we have to correct some of the measurements on there. Anyway, but today we are doing the Bokeh technique, which I had never done before. So that is fun. My friends have stretched me way out of my comfort zone. So this is the card that we're going to make. And then we're also going to make, but we're going to start off with this one. Here we go. I was there. We're making this really fun seed packet holder, which is great for a gift. It's great for to give for, again, women in like a women's group or a Bible study, or people at school, teachers. It's a fun spring, friends, family, all of the above. So definitely, hey guys, when you get here, say hi to me. I'm watching your comments too. Yeah, this is a new technique for me as well, Jennifer, for sure. I'm just going to tell you, in the description, or in the tutorial, Judy is the one who designed these projects. She used the pecan pie. She used some of these colors. I wanted to have fun and switch it up and just show you a little bit about how you can, change up the projects with just switching up the colors and so forth. So let's go ahead and jump in and get started. Thank you guys for joining me. If you're watching live or if you're watching on the replay, I am grateful you are here. So in the tutorial, Judy's using pecan pie. I'm going to be using Misty Moonlight. I love one of the things that we included was the peach pie ribbon because it goes so good with the Ocean Friends. It goes really good with the Ocean Friends. But I wanted to use it. I love it with Misty Moonlight too. So I wanted to change this up to some of the blues. So the first thing you're going to do is take and cut your cardstock in half at 5 1/2. And then you are going to score these at 4 1/4. I've never made this project either. All of this was new for me. So I'm learning right along with you guys. Isn't that fun? Okay, so you have 2 of those. You're also going to need, according to the instructions, you need 3 pieces of the Designer Series paper. 2 that are the same. And actually, this one, these are the 3 that I chose, and they're 4 by 5 1/4. Okay, 4 by 5 1/4. You also, so the first thing you're going to do is, I'm just going to take it step by step. First thing you're going to do is obviously fold these in half. And then you are going to cut diagonally from the top, at the top fold down to the bottom corner. So get out your trimmer and you're just going to line up that diagonal, the top, that middle point to the bottom here. So you're going to do that on both of these sides. So do that. Okay. Then this one, you're going to go from here down to the bottom of this one. When I was doing this, I know we use this as a seed packet holder, but I was thinking of so many things. Like in the winter, I'm going to make this with like a snowman and put little hot cocoa packets, or if somebody is sick, you could put, soup packets in it. But this is what we're making. This reminded me of even Father's Day, making it look almost like it's a shirt. So this definitely got me thinking of some definite ideas. All right. So we got to stack these 2 on top of each other, and we are going to glue those down. And my adhesive is somewhere in here. It is, but it's bare. It's empty. So let me go grab some adhesive real quick. It's so funny how we don't ever have any adhesive that has any. I don't know. Can you grab me a refill, Erica? Okay, I found 1, 2, 4. I found 4 adhesives, and they are all empty. Every single one of them. Oh, thank you. So my little Erica bee worker is bailing me out. This is where, I'm sure a lot of you are prepared and already would know that, but not Rhonda. There you go. Okay, so I got a bunch more to refill. Okay, so we got our Seal Plus, and we are just going to stack. So you want to stack these two panels on top of each other. Okay, so these just stack right here on top of each other. Like that. Yeah, I got that one off just a tiny bit. Line up the top pieces. That'll be easier. There you go. Okay, so once we have that done, then our next step, we're going to fold the triangles in. So they, as you can tell, these, I'm gonna take my bone folder. Make sure I got a good folds there. All right, our next step is we're gonna adhere the timeless plaid panel to the inside of the pocket. So that's gonna be, I think I want the plaid on the inside. So I'm gonna glue down this plaid to the inside here. I'm gonna stack these on top of each other, and I'm going to cut them at a diagonal as well. So the other two that you have, you'll have more to use in another project as well. So you can make multiples of these. So stack them on top of each other, and then I'm going to cut those. All right, I'm running out of space here already. Okay, so now let's glue these to the front of our project, and they should be perfect. They are. Love when it turns out perfect. It doesn't always. Hello, everybody who's watching. Today is day 4 of our spring break craft along. We are taking a whole week to kind of celebrate spring break. My family, we never used to. When I grew up, there was no such thing as going on spring breaks. My parents, we camped. Oops, I see I glued down the wrong one. There was, so I stacked it. Okay, I can see I did something. I stacked the wrong ones. I was talking and I messed up. So I can't fix it. So there's a reason why we did that. Let me grab another piece. That's where it's tricky to talk and cut at the same time. I stuck down the wrong piece. So let me see if I've got another piece in here. And that's why we stack them. So hold on. There we go. Let me cut this 4 by 5 1/4. All right, so now I can cut that at a diagonal. All right, look, I'm all set for my next card. It's gonna be perfect. I already have it. And that one already has glue on it. Okay. Now let's glue that down. I should have known to be more careful and not talk during that one. Pay attention to what I'm stacking. So there is where we are at now. I know. But this is, I can never talk and cut. Yeah, I can talk and do a lot of things at once, but talking and cutting, as you can tell, or scoring, that one, I have to absolutely focus. All right. So now we're going to glue this. We only want to glue the bottom because we are going to make this a pocket. And I'm going to use tear tape. And we're going to glue down this one. So just go ahead and put your tear tape right down here. Take a pick tool to pull off that backing. All right. And then we'll put glue down here, down along this bottom. I drove to Langsburg this morning. I was in Byron Center and got here just in time to ship out some packages, and now we're doing our craft along. I almost decided so my brain's a little all over the place, so I thought I might just record this because I knew I was going to make a mistake. But that's all right. It's fixable. One thing, we give you lots of paper. We give you lots and lots of extra paper. All right, so inside, you also need a piece of our basic beige, and the basic beige is 3 3/4 by 5. When you order the craft along, we of course gave you this really cute little bag full of all the goodies that you needed. And then we also did a lot of the die cutting for you. So, well, we did all the die cutting for you unless it was a part of the bundle. Then the bundles, you need to have the bundles. So we did a pecan pie, a spotlight on nature, and then you're also gonna need one of the smallest of the arches. That's for the next card, not this one. Because this one you're just gonna fold it in half. I love the spotlight on nature dies. I don't use them a lot for classes because they're hard to mass produce. Some of them have little dots in them, but when I'm making like my own personal ones, the spotlight on nature is definitely one of my favorite ones. I think that they might even be retired. They weren't when we designed these, but this is one I think that they are being retired. All right, so you just fold that in half. So we're creating this one that's gonna go inside there, just like that. All right, and we're gonna put it right on top of that basic beige panel. I think the rest of it I can figure out myself by just looking at the picture. All right, so let's finish decorating this project. We got a piece of white that we are going to glue down here to the bottom, and that's gonna go on the bottom of our card. You want another piece of the designer series paper, just like maybe like a 1/2 inch piece. So I'm gonna do like a 3/4 inch. And I'm gonna glue this down to the bottom here. I do think when we make these projects, we kind of want to know who we're going to be giving it to ahead of time, because we can personalize it with the flowers, right? So if you know, you want to know people's birthdays, or maybe somebody in their like a loved one that you want to honor. Like for Mother's Day, this would be beautiful to put, like, maybe you can just do May. Let's just do May because, well, I loved Judy's flowers that she did in hers, which I'm not doing, but I think I might do like them. This almost has like a fallish feel to it too. So you could do this in the fall as well. But so I love this. So there's the inside. We're gonna need, I'm gonna do a little bit of die cutting with you guys. I did most of it ahead of time, but I'm gonna do a little bit, taking our boho blue mini machine here in Langsburg. That's the one that I have, is the boho blue one. I'm gonna take the garden green because we need some of the foliage. And again, this year of flower has a lot of foliage in it. I love it. So we're gonna run through, she did some on the inside and some on the outside. So I'm just gonna run all 3 of them. I don't even know exactly what we're gonna need, but I think that will be good. So I'm gonna run all 3 of the foliages. I get asked a lot, Rhonda, do you really need both machines? And my answer is, if you have to buy and have just one, you want the big one, because even though it's more expensive, because of the embossing folders. And one of the things I do the most on my Stamp and Cut Emboss machine are the embossing folders. Like, I love those. So you do, if you have to choose, I do recommend that eventually you have both, because I do like having this machine right next to me when I'm crafting. So when I do have, like, you know, like all of these, I don't have to get up every time. I can sit down and work on it. And I have the little machine. It's so compact. So I have one of these right by, well, I do it by my video station, which is kind of the same as my crafting station too. So I like having one there as well. While this is out, let's see, I loved hers. She used September. And remember, one of the things I told you guys is these are all numbered on the outside. So I'm gonna run through 3 of these. I'm not gonna color mine in a yellow though. I'm gonna color mine in peach pie, and that's gonna match my peach pie ribbon. All right, there one. You could even do different flowers. One of the benefits of the flowers when you die cut them is it takes off the month. So the month is not in there at the same time. Oh, good. You guys understand when I have those oops sometimes. All right, we're just gonna run that through. And then one more. So our 5th day is tomorrow. And I am not going to be doing it live. I'm going to post a pre-recorded video at 2 o'clock, like the normal time. They're awesome projects. You have a little mini album and then this stair stepper card. But they are going to take me all the focus I have to not mess them up. So I'm going to do a pre-recorded video on them for you guys. I'm going to record it when I can really concentrate. Okay, there's a lot of score marks I'm measuring. So just so you know, I am coming with day 5 tomorrow. I had originally said it was going to be a live, but it is changing to a video. So it'll still be on YouTube. We'll still post it here, so you'll still find it in all the places. And you can still comment to me and talk to me. I will read all the comments. It's just that, oh shoot, one more thing. I want a basic beige label. Inside the picture uses a crumb cake one, but again, I changed it. So I'm gonna do a basic gray label. I think because it goes with the basic beige on the inside, since I changed it. There we go. So there's some of the die cutting you have to do. 3 flowers, a few sprigs, and a label. Okay. You know what I'm going to make you guys do is pick a favorite here. I'm going to need this one more time later. Okay, so here we go. Let's finish putting this together. And also, if you ordered the craft along, we did give you guys some seeds. Seeds, I think it'd be fun. Obviously, I didn't know which flower you would pick, but I thought it would be fun if you, like when you make your card and you pick a flower, because there's so many flowers, that you actually have seeds that will match it too. So I probably should have tried to do some of the lily of the, oh, this is lavender. I think lavender is one of them that's in there. That would have been fun, but anyway. So you will have seeds in there. You can put the seeds in the front. So this is gonna, slide right in there, and then the seeds go in there too. Isn't that cool? You could even you could actually coordinate your card to go along with the seed packet that you choose too, if you wanted to go that far. All right, so I need to stamp my flowers, and I had 3. Now all of a sudden I only have 2. I'm sure you guys saw that I must have flipped it somewhere. Oh, it's on the floor. How did it get all the way over there? It was literally behind me by about 5 feet. I'm not sure how it got there. Let me grab my stamp sets. Okay. And got lots of blocks over here. So lavender, let's see, is lavender one of them? Doesn't look like it. Okay. But I am using September, which is, got this upside down. November, October, no, I'm using October. Oh goodness. I don't even know which one I'm using. It's like a daisy looking one. So, but I ran through October. We're using October. How's that? That's the one that I cut out. I meant to use the daisy, but we are using October. So I'm just gonna go ahead and stamp these on here. There's gonna be a bouquet, so it's definitely not gonna be perfect. You probably should have stamped them first and ran them through, but I didn't. We're gonna do it this way. So we're just gonna go ahead and color these in, and I'm using the peach pie. Let me grab my blends. Let me teach. I love my blends holder. This makes me happy. I'll just bring it right out here and the whole thing, because it makes me so happy when I see all the blends like this. And then the green, oh, garden green. I don't think we have a garden green blends. So I'll use a dark old olive. That will be, actually, I bet you a light granny apple green will go good with a garden green. There you go. So let's love our blends. And I probably could have, I'm gonna do a little bit of a dark in the middle of the flower. Look at this one. This one I stamped really good. The rest of these, I probably would redo that one. But I'm gonna cover it up mostly. You won't be able to see it. We're just gonna cover that up. And then just adding, I'm gonna put a little bit more, I want a little bit more peach down here. Again, this is the beauty that you get to color things the way you want to. You do not have to follow anybody else's coloring rules. Then I'll just color in the outside ones. There. Perfect. These flowers are actually really easy to color. I'm gonna put in a stem there and this one too, because I cut it off a little bit. This is my really good one, so that one I gotta put on front and center. The rest of these, watch, I'm gonna cover all of that up. So on the outside, we have this one. The stamp pad I grabbed to use is the Misty, or I grabbed Night of Navy, because that again will really pop with the blues that I'm choosing to use. In the tutorial, we use pecan pie. All right, so we're gonna make this one a happy birthday, and we're gonna give them some flower seeds for their spring. Someone had a spring birthday, so I was gonna stamp happy birthday on there. And we're going to, let's finish our outside and then we'll do the inside. So cut off a piece of your peach pie ribbon, which I did already. There you go. And that is going to get wrapped around our card. See, this was why I changed the color. I love the peach pie with the blues, all the blues. I think this is such a pretty color combination. So I love Judy's too. I loved them both. I had a hard time choosing, but I wanted to use this. So I think it's good for you to get just some different variations of colors. All right, so I'm gonna trim that off. Okay, and of course we gave you a whole roll of peach pie ribbon. And then we're just gonna layer on our flowers. So take your, gonna grab, this is my really good one that I did, so I'm gonna take that and watch. I'm just gonna cover up that one I didn't do very well. You'll never know. Let's see. There. Then we'll take some Stampin' Dimensionals. And this one we want just kind of the outside there. And I'll put that here. And I just want a little one for the top of the flower. Go. All right, and then last but not least, we're gonna put this down to our card front. Then we can just, oh, there's a little sprig of green in these too. So you can take a couple things of green. I almost forgot that part. And that just is gonna poke right out of the top there. Oops, the other direction. There you go. So that's just gonna poke right out there. Now take your dimensionals, put those down. There you go. I must not have, oh, that's on the ribbon. Let me get another dimensional and put it up here. There we go. Let's make sure it's straight. All right, I'm gonna put one more on down here in the bottom. Go ahead, put 20 of them on, just to get it. So where I put the dimensionals on, it's sticking to the ribbon. I should have looked at that a little bit better, which is okay. I want to stick to the ribbon too, but I'll make sure it sticks to the paper as well. All right, so there is that. I love it. This is gonna go, but let's just finish this really quick. Actually, the way that she had this, let me grab the greenery. Look, I'm gonna position this greenery right where you can't even tell I missed that spot there. And we'll put a little bit more greenery. And she actually put this, let me pull this up a little bit. I like it kind of tucked behind here. So we'll have this one and this one. And they're just kind of tucked right under there. There you go. Love it. And then it's hoping your day blooms with happiness. I did not give myself enough room for that. I would have to move all this over, which I can do. I can move it all over. What you should do, let's do this the right way. And I'm sure the directions say this, is we're going to stamp it first. So let's stamp our words. Hoping your day blooms with happiness. And then we'll know exactly where to put our flowers. All right, let me get a couple more mini glue dots. This is the beauty where you can pretty much have fun with this how you want to. There we go. Now, got it. Okay, so there's the inside. Tucks inside our little pouch. You wouldn't even have to add the seeds, but how cute to have this as a seed packet. So you can, that little flower in there is catching my seeds. There you go. All right, so there's project number 1. We also sprinkled on some of the dots as well. So let me clean my stamps off real quick. No way, no favorites. Oh, you have to, that is gonna be so fun, but you can wait and tell me their favorites tomorrow. Once you see tomorrow's projects. Tomorrow's projects might be your favorites. So it's gonna be a hard decision for sure. All right, so this next, our next project is going to be a card. And we're going to be doing the technique called Bokeh. It's a Bokeh technique. And this will be, you can make your technique card to go along with it. So it's a really fun one. It's a little messy. So I wanted to do this one first in case, well, it doesn't have to be messy. I just happen to be a messy person. So I wanted to get that one out of the way just in case I spilled water everywhere, because it does even have water. So I wanted to do that one first. So let me just clean up my area a little bit so that we can move on to our next project. Do you guys like doing 2 projects in a day? All right, well, 10 all together. So have you been loving the spring break craft along? Something different. I'd love to be able to take a break with you guys every day. That would be awesome. But I can't, because we gotta prepare all the classes and kits we have that are shipping out to you guys, or you're coming to the studio and do them. Okay, so I think I'm ready. Well, almost. Let me get some things more out of my way. This is all, hopefully, let me see, make sure I'm cleaned up here and don't have mess everywhere. I think mess is distracting on a table, so I want to make sure I got all the mess out of the way, because I make a mess. Okay, so our next card is just a fun card project. We're using the Ocean Friends. We've been using it all week long, so it shouldn't be new to you. And let me just, this one, I'm gonna go make sure I've got it all correctly here too. All right, so you're gonna start off with a piece of lemon lime twist, 5.5 by 8.5, and we are gonna fold that in half. All right, let me go ahead and do the technique, because then we can set it aside and then let it dry. Now I'm gonna tell you, I've already done one, because it takes a little bit to dry. So in the, this is our fluid watercolor paper. So you do want that. We did include a piece of this in our craft along for the people who took the craft along. Stampin' Up! Carries it. It is a high quality watercolor paper. So this is definitely a kind of a special technique. Well, you're gonna need some special paper for it. In the directions, Judy says to use your glass mat. I don't have a glass mat here. So I'm just taking a piece of, this is one of the bags that I actually use. And then she says to tape down your paper. Now, I'm doing the full sheet, even though it's way bigger than I need. And the reason why is because if you're following along with us, we're going to have a technique card. So I need a piece for my technique card. So if you're following along with the craft along, I recommend doing your whole piece. So that way, when you're done with it, you can just cut off a piece of it and use for your technique card instead of doing another whole piece. We don't want to waste any of this watercolor paper. All right, now where the heck is my ending on my tape? All right, so this is obviously is washi tape. And I'm just going to tape down the 4 edges. She tapes down the whole thing, and I could see why, because the water could seep underneath, which I didn't change my project. Okay, so once that is there, let me tell you what you're going to need first. So you're going to need just a little bits, just a couple drops of a little bit of water, and then some drops of reinker. Guys, guess what this is? This is a little ice cube tray, a little mini ice cube tray that we keep here for Ford. It's a part of a toy that we have for him. He makes us drinks and things all day long. And so I'm using Ford's little ice cube tray. But you might have something, but you just need a little bit. And you're going to have, I chose 3 colors. Judy used Summer Splash, Shy Shamrock, and I think Coastal Cabana. So I am using Azure Afternoon, Lemon Lime Twist, and Coastal Cabana. So you can use whatever colors that you want to. They're all awesome. They're all oceany. So and then you're going to need a paintbrush, or obviously we really love our water painters. They have the water built right into them. They're so nice. We used those on Tuesday as well. So the first step is going to be to you want to make sure your water is clean. So I do have a little bit of clean water over here just to make sure that it's clear and clean. So we're going to take, and we're just going to do a water wash over top and just add water to this. Now again, like normal paper, this would buckle and it won't work. You need to have the watercolor paper. So we're just going to paint water. You don't want it to be like, well, there we go. You don't want it to be like puddling, but you want the top of your paper to be wet. Now you can go all the way to the edges because you're going to trim this down after it dries. All right, so mine is pretty wet. I think I can see like a white all over it. Then you're going to mix water with your reinkers. Judy tells you to use like 2 drops of reinkers. I used about 5 because I think I have more water in my cup than she did. And then you're just going to drop it on there and drip it. And then it will bleed. If it's not bleeding, it's because I didn't get that paper wet, very wet. So, but you're just going to drop that on there, and then it's going to kind of spread as it hits. So you can go back in. I'm starting with a darker color first. All right, then you're going to clean it. And I'm going to go to the next color. This is the Coastal Cabana. So we'll just go ahead and drop that as well. This is a great technique when you are doing anything like with the beachy, ocean kind of ones. This is a great technique for that. My first one I had too much water in the background, and so it was a kind of a mess. This one I think I might not have put enough. It still is going to look good. You're going to see. It's going to look good. Then you just kind of drop that. Drip it and drop it. Again, this is a big piece even if I was making this, I would still probably do it like this because I would want to be able to cut it in half, and then half of it would already be done. Let's see, this part here I think was a little dry. So I'm just gonna add a little bit of water to that background. It's supposed to like spread. All right, and I'm gonna do my last color, which is the Lemon Lime Twist. So it adds a little bit of that green there. Now that's definitely doing the bokeh look. All right, so just dripping and dropping. I would mass produce this if I was making them. So you can only have to get all this stuff out at once and not over and over and over again. You'll also see when you are looking at the tutorial, Judy's is much darker than mine. Her concentration of the re-inker to the water must have been way different. I like the lighter look, so I didn't change it. I didn't change my water. I'm like, oh, I kind of liked it. So again, you're going to get to play with this, and you're going to get to kind of make it the way you want to. Now I want a little bit more of that blue. So I'm going to add in a little bit more of that blue kind of over top of it. See, how cool is that? I'm going to go in there and add that where I have some empty spots. And add that blue. Okay, can you see how it's like spread and kind of has a mind of its own? I see there's a few little white spots, but again, I like that look. Okay, wow. This actually looks almost like the bottom of a C right here. Looks really cool. So the next step is to let this dry. So it's obviously not gonna be dry enough on this video. You could heat if you want to, but when you're making this at home, make up a few of them, do some different colors, you know, make up a bunch of them and then put them to the side and let it dry. I already did that ahead of time just for this video purpose, and this is what I am left with when it's dried. So it does create this really awesome background. So take off the tape, and now we can assemble our card. Judy also said that we need a piece of just basic white that is 5 1/8 by 3 7/8. I got all these out here. Let me just, so they don't get lost in my shuffle here. Okay, so we have a piece here that is 5 1/8 by 3 7/8. And then we're going to cut down this to 5 3 3/4. So this is where you're going to be able to cut off the parts that, you know, might not be. So 3 3/4 by 5. There we go. See? I thought that was brilliant. That and I wouldn't have thought to do that. To make your the paper you're working on, make it bigger than what you need to make it, because then you can cut it and it's perfect. So that was super smart. I would not have thought of doing that. So that was a great little tip. All right, so this is going to get glued down here with our adhesive that I've got a brand new one. When I was making this, it was like almost bowing a little bit, but now that it's dried, it's completely flat. If you would do this on regular paper, it would be, it just won't work. And that gets glued down to this piece of white. I love the bit of the green in there too. So I kind of pulled out, Judy's is a lot more blues, and I pulled in just a little bit more green. So after we did that, then we are going to, oh, before I glued that down, I'm not done yet. We have to create the bokeh. So the bokeh look, you're gonna need that white craft ink. I've got my white. So this is like the background, but the bokeh, if you know bokeh, it is like it has like the white kind of like, I don't know how to describe it, like flashes. So you're going to take a acetate. I did acetate because you could use it over and over and over again. And I just punch out some random circles. I did 1.5 inch, maybe a 1 inch or 3/4 inch, and then a 1 3/4 inch. You're gonna need your white, craft white, and like a sponge dauber. I just have a regular sponge. Now what you're gonna do is hold down your acetate, and you're just gonna go ahead and create a circle around this. Now if your white pad isn't working, you probably need to re-ink it. But mine, it's a very kind of that, if you have the bokeh, if you've seen bokeh, you'll know it's just kind of that, some of them are darker than others. but you're just gonna kind of go around the edge with your sponge dauber, or for this one, obviously I have a sponge like that. I'm gonna put a couple small ones. I'm wondering if in the video, if you can even see. I know it's hard to see in the video. I could let's see here. Which I'm, there you go. Yes, now we can see that one a little bit better. I'm gonna put one down here. I probably should re-ink my pad. The white comes, when you buy the white, it comes with a re-inker because it does dry out really, it dries out almost every time. There we go. All right, so I'm gonna put another one up here. I might need more ink. That's my problem. Not my problem. It's working fine. It's just I want to make it darker so you guys can see it. In person, it's fine, but on video, I might need to exaggerate it a little bit for you to see it. Yeah, let me get my re-inker. It does, and I'm just gonna drop a little bit of ink here in the top of my thing. Now I'm gonna have, it's gonna be a lot. I gotta be careful. There we go. All right, put that here. A really neat tip there. I hope you can see that better now. A really neat tip that Judy gave too was to add wink of Stella. And I think that would be a great tip. That will make it, the bokeh actually, almost, well, it'll make it sparkly. So you could add wink of Stella, especially if you want this to be like a sparkly underwater sea. Just gonna put a couple of the smaller ones in these corners. And I think I'm good. I'll bring it up close to the camera to see if you guys can see it a little bit better. All right, so let's see. Well, there is the bokeh technique. It has these really like white, like sunshine is coming through the water. That's how it makes me feel. That's what I like it. That's what it looks like. It looks like kind of like the sunshine is coming through the water. Oh yeah, you can see that. My computer's a little bit delayed. All right, so now I think we're ready to start kind of assembling our card. Yeah, Judy's is definitely a lot darker than mine. We're going to take the base of the card. On a piece of Coastal Cabana, 1.5 by 5.5, we ran through the Soft Waves embossing folder, which is obviously perfect for the Ocean Friends. We'll use this tomorrow too. So we use this on a couple projects. Okay, so this goes down there along the bottom. I love Coastal Cabana. And then I'm going to glue this down. And this is actually put down with dimensionals. So get some dimensionals. Thanks, guys, for hanging with me on a crafty spring break. I actually go on a real spring break next week. I'm going to Destin, Florida. So next Wednesday, I will not be here live. Guys, this is so pretty. This card is so pretty. I wish you could see it in person. It's a gorgeous background. We do need a lobster. So I grabbed a piece of scrap white. I grabbed a piece somewhere. I'm not quite sure where. And a couple of these guys. I told you yesterday I love those. Maybe this is my scrap white, I think. All right, so we're going to stamp a lobster. So we have, you could also just cut the lobster out of the paper, but we haven't done this yet. We haven't really stamped the lobster yet. So we have Melon Mambo and Bubble Bath. We also need the smallest of the arches because we're going to stamp that thanks so much on an arch. So I cannot wait to think of who to send this card to. This is a great card to send. So thanks so much. All right. Let me clean my stamp off. Look, I look so artistic today, don't I? On my video, I'm looking at my hands and I look like, whoa, like I'm a fancy artist. All right, so for the, let's see, I can use this guy. For the lobster, we're gonna stamp the solid image in Bubble Bath. I've had a lot of fun playing with a lobster this week. So we have that. Probably shouldn't have done that because look, it's, there you go. I love photopolymer. All right, and then we're going to take the detailed one and do that with Melon Mambo. Oh, I have to try to line this up, please, without putting my head in the screen. We'll see. Hey, it's not bad at all. That actually is like perfect. Look how pretty. Who would love, I would love a pink lobster. We did the lobster on Tuesday and it was blue. So now we have a pink one. Lots of fun with our spring break things. All right, so I think that's it for stamping and die cutting. We're going to get these stamp pads out of the way. You guys have definitely taught me to put my stuff away. She also has some seaweeds and the Calypso coral, a little pop of coral. And then now let's run through our lobster really quick with our Stamp and Cut mini, Stamp and Cut Emboss. All right. I also would love to hear if you guys, I mean, you don't have to tell me here. You can message me or you can tell me here if you have enjoyed learning the techniques. I don't typically do techniques on videos. I actually used to do technique classes, and I would do like technique retreats. I used to do an event where we'd learn every 12 techniques. We'd make 12 technique cards. It was an all-day event. I haven't done techniques in a long time, so this was kind of my tester to see how you guys liked techniques. So if it's something that you would continue to see us, do a series of that. So anyway, I just love your feedback. Or it's like, no thanks, Rhonda. Because this is kind of a test run for me. The techniques are definitely a little bit more stressful for me to get ready for, but if you guys like them, then it might be worth it. I can tell you that I've had fun with them. They were a lot more work and a little bit more stressful for me to get ready for, but because I had to learn them myself and practice them myself. But to be honest with you, I have loved the finished results of them. All of them, every one of them, I have loved. Like, wow, it just makes for a really cool card. Okay, now we just got to put this together. I did not put adhesive sheets on the back of this time. And the reason why is because we're slipping things in between. So when I do that, I just take the mini glue dot and I just kind of roll it, and I'll put about 4 or 5 of those on here. So my hands are definitely, you can tell I've been stamping today. My hands are dirty. So I'll just put a few of those, just kind of roll them, and we'll do that on the other one as well. And then we're going to just, it kind of calls for you to tuck in the lobster, tuck in some of the seaweed. So this way we have, it'll stick, but we'll have places to be able to tuck in the other pieces. All right. Thank you guys for joining me. One last thing, if you missed the original sign up, or if you changed your mind, I do have just 2 of the spring break craft along packets left, but we're still selling the tutorial onlys. They're $25, and you'll get the whole pack of all the tutorials, directions, measurements, and we'll email that to you, and all the technique cards too. So the first thing is, this is going to go on here. It hangs off a little bit, so I'm just going to trim that off. Yeah. Okay. The lobster is again, there's another one we're going to put on here too. And these kind of, again, intertwine with each other a little bit. And if one of them, like if I didn't get, like I probably need a mini glue dot there. Once you get it stuck down, you can say, oh, I probably should put one there. Then you can just take one and just add it really quick. The other way to get the tutorials is for free. So if you place an online order with me in my online store and it's over $50, we will also send you the tutorials for free. That's a $25 value. Well, that one, something was goofy with that one. We'll do this here, down here at the bottom. Oh, my hands are sticky from everything. Okay, there we go. Now let's take our lobster. He's gonna hold a lot of this seaweed down too as well. And you're just gonna kind of tuck it in there. It could be, actually, she's got this one. I think it's kind of cool how she's got the lobster coming out of there. See, it is cool. I love that. And then we got some seaweed we're gonna tuck in there. You just have fun with this, however you wanna do it. Just make your own little ocean scene. You can tuck that in all kinds of, well, I don't want it hanging off the card too far. So we got some seaweed there, and there you could put as much. There's even some other ones in here you can put in there as much as you want to. I'm just gonna put in one more down here, just a little bit. Okay, and then last but not least is that thanks so much, which I stamped going the wrong direction. It's supposed to go that direction. I think I have another one. Hold on. I think, let's see where I would have put it. I stamped it going the wrong direction. Oh, here, let's see. Nope, that's just an empty envelope. I had an envelope that had all the die cuts in it, but I moved it somewhere. All right, so mine's gonna go this direction. That'll still look totally fine. You need a little piece of that white ribbon that we included, just a little piece, and we're gonna put some adhesive there and have that sticking out here, and just trim that off. All right, I'm gonna take some dimensionals, and then you're gonna end up with taking your party dots and sprinkling on the party dots, and all, this one is fun with all the dots on it too. Go. Oh, we gotta pull off the backings. That'll help. Okay, there you go. You could even, look, I'm gonna even tuck it under some of that seaweed. How fun! Guys, this is a super fun card. And I would not, Judy challenged, you know, it was fun to create this. It's super fun. I do have to decide who I'm gonna send this card to, because it's gotta be somewhat of a special person. Oh, we'll put a piece of white on the inside. Then down here. All right, we're all done. Besides sprinkling on our dots for days, we have, I don't see mine. You guys can see my desk. It's a little messy. They're out here somewhere, but you'll get the gist. I'll put them on there for the picture. I do have them. Oh, hold on. I think I know where they're at. I just used them. No. Okay. It is, you can take, there's this really, they're blue. I'm going to take some blue and pink and sprinkle those on. Some of the blue too. Looks just like an underwater playground. Really fun card. Okay, so there you go. And then the piece that you have that's drying. So I have my piece drying. I'm going to, it's still wet, but I'm going to add my bokeh, and then I'm going to put that onto my technique card as well. So I'll have a new technique that we have learned along with this awesome card, and then our seed packet holder we made today as well. All right, thanks so much for joining me. Again, tomorrow will be our day 5. I hope you made it through all 5 days of our spring break together. And we'll have tomorrow a little mini album in case you do ever go on a spring break and take some pictures. And then we also have a really fun stair stepper card. All right, take care. I'm gonna turn this off.